Welcome back to the channel. We've hit a milestone. We've got 10,000 subscribers now, so thank you very much. That's it's something of nothing, but it's quite a nice big round number, and we're really chuffed to have achieved that organically, and that's all thanks to you guys watching and subscribing and commenting. So thank you. Those that are watching for the first time, please help lift that number a bit. Hit subscribe, that'll be great. So I feel a bit bad actually that this isn't the most exciting video to celebrate our 10,000 subscribers, because we're not far enough forward with any of the big projects to actually show you a next part. And that happens, but to try and keep the algorithm happy, we really push hard to make sure we've got content every single week. So work is progressing with the 59 Cadillac. We're on that at the minute, wrapping up all the work in the boot before we move on to the paint work on that. The Jensen, as you would have seen, metalwork's complete. Bo's now stripping that. It's almost back to bare metal. We'll go into epoxy anti-corrosion with that. The 57 Cadillac, all the body shaping is done, and that's got an isolator coat on it now. Just finishing up the metalwork on the doors, and then that moves forward into bodywork. The Transit's had a load more done, as you've seen recently. So there's lots on the go, but nothing quite there enough to give you another video. So what we thought we'd do this time is we're just going to introduce you to two cars that have arrived with us this week, both from overseas, sort of. One from the Isle of Wight, one from Guernsey. So we'll pull on round in a minute and show you these two cars. Both are in for full repaints, but opposite ends of the spectrum of the full repaints. So without further ado, we'll hit you straight over here with a 1958 Jaguar XK150 open top sports. This car's coming from Guernsey, sorry, which, looking through that camera lens right now, I'm sure everyone's going, what a lovely looking car. And it is, it really is. It's also, though, the most forgiving of colours, and possibly slightly the wrong colour, because this would have been Old English white, and it's far too bright for Old English white. But with 50s and 60s cars, anything white is called Old English white. So we do know that this car had full bodywork done to it about 20 odd years ago now, and it is holding up really, really well. However, the more you look, the more little bits and pieces you find. Silly little things like the bonnet, when you open and close it on this side, is catching on the front panel at the bottom underneath and taking all the paint off. We've got lots of swelling and blistering coming in along here, which would have been a lead-loaded joint. So all of this is on the move. And the general fit, they were never great. We've talked about factory panel gaps before, but when you restore a car, it's the opportunity to make that better. So things like this vent here, that's shut, but it sticks out a long, long way. So we need to get that fitting better. We need to get the doors fitting better. We're sticking out at the bottom and it's too low. So there's bits and pieces all around the car. And this is a keeper. The owner's got no intention of passing this car on, so he would like it done once and properly. So what we're going to do with this, dismantle it all down to component parts. The whole body will go into a bare metal, and then we'll go through the full Novel for Classic Car range as you've seen with us before, and deal with any issues that we find underneath along the way. So what we'll do is, once it's all stripped and bare metaled, we'll then get it into the anti-corrosion epoxy, and only at that stage will we start aligning panels and gapping panels, because while it's all together, we could get this door fitting really, really nicely. And then we take all the paint off to find it's actually full of filler and it no longer fits. So start from a blank canvas, back to bare metal. And say we'll go through the full process, and then it will go Old English white. And we will be contacting Novel over in Poland, and they can give us the correct period 58 colour code, so that it is Old English white, which is much creamier than this is. And yeah, it's a pretty looking car, but I know it's going to look even prettier when it's nice and straight. I'm just looking here And again, this vent is shut, but it's open. So it breaks up what are really quite fantastic lines when nothing lines up. So this will be coming into the channel very, very soon in more detail as we start breaking it down and pushing forward. And then next to it, we have a BMW 635 CSI, which has come all the way from the Isle of Wight, which is, I think, 20 miles off Portsmouth. Might even be less than that, I don't know. But again, a very clean looking car from a distance. To be fair, a very clean looking car as you get closer up to it. Bronze kit beige is the colour, or gold to most of us. And this is all original factory paint. This is a genuine barn find that the owner rescued a few months ago. And he spent a fair bit of money now just getting it roadworthy, and he's driven it up to us last night actually. And it's incredibly solid. Everything that normally goes with these is in really great shape. But as I think Luke just zoomed in a bit, we've got some blistering along the bonnet edge here. And then we've got some blistering or little bits of paint surface rust coming through here. And the clear coat is dried and cracked and hazed and is bloomed across this edge here. So as you go around the car, there's lots of areas where the paint is letting it down. It seems rock solid. So it'll come around in a minute, but again, all across the back here, the lacquer's gone. The only corrosion that the customer has found, and that we've found so far, is underneath this boot spoiler, where the studs go through. It's all blown out and corroded. So we have actually got a replacement boot lid for this. Customers decided against putting the spoiler on. He liked the cleaner look of the car. So this will be a full repaint, but it's not going to be a bare metal repaint. We will work off of the base material that's already here. Any areas, I mean, we've got an area here where I think it's had a stone chip and someone's daubed some paint on there and it's blistered. So any areas like that, we grind back to bare metal, epoxy treat in a spot prime process. So we will just epoxy treat that spot area. The whole car will then get an epoxy based isolator before primer and colour, going back to the original shade. So this will be a relatively straightforward small job for us. That said, with all of our repaints, all the trim comes off. So all the glass will come out, all of the lights come out, bumpers, trims, everything will come off, with the exception, we've done a few of these now, and this piece here is an absolute nightmare. None of these parts are available. To get this off, you need to peel this out. And when you peel this out, no matter what you do, it just curls up and kinks and goes horrible. You just can't reuse them. So what we have to do here, this piece can come out, this lifts and comes out. This big piece here, forget it. And you just won't replace them. So we take this piece out, we lift this away from the body to get in along here. And then this section here, Luke absolutely loves spending his day getting this masked out, because obviously we need to get colour into there, but I don't know if it's going to focus up too well. This black trim comes down and comes across and touches the body. So we've probably got at best down there 1.25 1.5 inch width of trim to get into tape trim, so that we've got a nice clean edge to paint to. That's the hard part of this job, believe it or not. The rest of it is fairly straightforward. I say that, the door handles and locks on these are also an absolute nightmare. You need 3 pairs of hands in a cavity that allows you to get half a finger. So yeah, there's a few bits on this that we can't wait to get stuck into. But they're a really, really nice, I was going to say modern classic, but they're not modern at all. They're 40 years old. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's an introduction to 2 full repaints that we've got coming in, or have in, which are going to be underway very soon. Hopefully by the time next week comes round, we'll be further ahead on the big projects in there, which we can give you an update to, at least on one of them. If not, I'll create something else to do a video on. But we are keen to get back to the hands-on stuff, because that's what you guys seem to like, and we enjoy getting the feedback from that. So I'll shut up now and get on with the day so that we can create this work to create the content. So again, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Thank you for hitting the 10,000 mark. Hopefully we can keep this going. So like, subscribe, share, comment, and we'll catch up with you next week.